morning. I have not gone live in eons, but I decided to go live today. I think the last time I went live was I was on the road for Carnival. What was that, Carnival Monday? Because I forgot to go live on Tuesday. Anyway, I am cooking, so whoever comes in and comes out and drop in and drop out, we may chat. If not, I'll just talk about, I'm making, I don't know, pepper steak, and I'm still not sure what I'm doing with the chicken. I might just pan sear it, we'll see. But definitely pepper steak is happening. I am in a season of accountability, knowing my worth, that kind of stuff. I made a video about this sometime back, but this is definitely a season of enlightenment. So I am literally in the process of, no, I'm not being violent, transforming me per se. This past month, technically, because I'm out of the gym, life has been kind of almost slowing down. When I say life, as far as my YouTube life, I haven't been connecting with people as I should. I've still been posting here and there, but I definitely got to get back to it because we're building a community. And if we're building a community, I can't be in and out. Good morning. How are we doing today? As I said, I'm going to be here for a minute. So as people come, they go. We just chit chat, but for now I'm talking about life and the various hurdles that we go through and just sharing from my own personal experience. I am presently in a situation where I think what happens is we usually know our worth, but we don't. Hey lady, how are you? We definitely don't stand on it. I was just saying I have not been engaging as I need to be. These days are just flying by. So I figured this morning I will spend some time on live, and then hopefully at some point in time today, because today, Grand Slam started yesterday, which is track and field. If you're into track and field, that's one of the things I had planned on talking about on this live. And then today is also Final Four. And for the first time since what, 2008, all #1 teams are in the Final Four for you basketball people out there. But what have you been up to, Miranda? Besides living your best life in the beautiful state of where you are. I am in a season of, as I was saying, I think we all usually know our worth, but do we voice it? That's the issue. Oftentimes we go through life and we don't. Girl, I'm in a season of enlightenment, of whatever you want to call it, because I'm the type of person that don't really say much. But I think at this prime age, I'm at the point of, okay, it's not just about knowing your worth, because knowing your worth and doing something about it are two different things. So to me, one of the things I did this week is there is a screenshot or a picture of Saquon Barkley for football players out there, football fans out there. There's a picture of Saquon Barkley. I forgot who they were playing, maybe Jacksonville, when he jumped over, I think it was like 3 or 4 defenders. I literally put that as my screensaver this week. And on it, I wrote, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So you got to know your worth, because and I'm a Giants fan. I've been a Giants fan practically all my life. As Giants, we dropped the ball when it came to him, and we didn't appreciate him. And look, he went right down the block, and his first year won him a Super Bowl. So if he didn't know his worth and stand on that, he won't be a Super Bowl champion right now. So whose birthday? Ava and Autumn. Happy birthday to you. When is your birthday? Today? Yeah, girl, it's definitely something's going on in the universe. That retrograde is hitting high. So literally just this week, I was like, all right, I'm not just knowing it, I'm speaking it. So I submitted a good Lord, and still saying it, promotion request to my boss. I'm like, we ain't playing small no more, because technically speaking, I'm already doing the work, but I'm doing the work under a different title. And that means, and even under that title does not come with significant compensation, because I came into this job with a ton of experience, a ton of knowledge, and I wasn't compensated for that. So yesterday's price ain't today's price, ain't tomorrow's price. We done with that nonsense. Thank you, sis. Definitely. I mean, she responded right away. I sent the letter to her via the email. I think it was like 10 a.m. 2 seconds later, she was in my office. She was like, I completely agree. So now, if I didn't say anything, they would have probably kept me where I was, paying me what I was being paid. But yet I'm doing the work of multiple different people and still getting the job. Nah, son, we ain't doing that. I'm reclaiming my time, standing on all that, because essentially we can know we deserve more and know we should, our value is higher, but we could not say anything about it and just be stuck in a hole. No, we got to stand on that. We definitely got to stand on that. Girl, who you calling? Because that's the thing. How many times do we fall into the trap of not saying anything about it? And next thing you know, life goes on. Because if it's one thing that's a definite, they don't pay us what we think we're worth. They pay us what they think we're worth. And not even what they think we're worth, because they know we're worth more. But they will try to shortchange us. And boy, did they try. That's okay. Game over. Checkmate. I'm done being silent. So that is definitely the goal from here on out. Speaking and claiming on all that stuff. Ain't that true? Because oftentimes we be second guessing and you know, if you didn't have value or you didn't have worth, that company or agency or whomever would not have you there. And oftentimes we're giving up all that energy, that manpower into providing for them and doing for them and making whatever their project shine. We could be pouring that same energy into our own stuff. Them days is over. The days of that is over. It's time. We're long overdue. I don't need, you don't have to give me my 10 acres and a mule, but I'm going to go get mine one way or the other. Because at the end of the day, you getting yours, and you getting yours off of our back. So, At all. At all. They want to hire you. They would not have hired you. And then when you get into some of these places and you see the crap that they're doing internally, and you're like, wait, and I'm settling for crumbs? Oh, hell no. We're not doing that no more. Those days are over. Those days are long gone. So, and then in the reading this morning, my scripture reading, there was confirmation of that. There was another book that I started reading this morning. There was confirmation of that. And then I got an unexpected call out of nowhere. There's more This homegirl is damn near 50. I spent half my life playing small. For what? For who? When you know better, you do better. When you know better, you definitely do better. Not at all. Right? Because that's the thing. How many of us came into 2024 last year, or even for years now, claiming the year and da 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 da, and still the year ended up going left, it ended up going right. 25 ain't a year about claiming nothing. 25 is a year about action, making stuff happen. Not just speaking it, because speaking it is one thing. But the word does say faith without works. Because as we stand here in the month of Easter, when God sent his son to die for us, he could have mounted it off and not do anything about it. But there had to actually be action behind those words. So nah, Miranda, if that isn't to me, that is the biggest thing, especially when it comes to us. That is the biggest thing. They know our value. They know how important we are, and their job is to make sure that we don't know it. Because I've been saying this for a long time. The second we as a people realize how important we are, game changer. Game changer. The second we get there, half of these millionaires and billionaires in this country wouldn't be millionaires and billionaires without us, because who are the consumers? Us. But our issue with consuming is who, when it comes to, I'm not going to call names, we all know the names, but when it comes to the high-end brands, we're going to pay them top dollar, the top dollar that they're asking for, not the top dollar that it's worth, because it doesn't cost them that much to create those products. But they create it for pennies on a dollar and then sell it to us for millions of dollars on that dollar. So their profit is more and more and more. But let one of us start a business. Then whoever our customer is, oh, we're my family discount, we're my friend's discount. You didn't ask Louis Vuitton for a discount. Why are you asking me? And my price is man, get me started. Get me started. Right? It's time we as a community realize see, this is why I want to start a podcast. But I definitely got to find the time, because these are things we need to be talking about in our community. Is that I came across a video of President Barack last night saying, just imagine if he did some of the things that are being done, because it was last weekend on 60 Minutes, they mentioned that, I didn't even know that one silence the voice of America. When it comes to, they created the Constitution. When it comes to anyone else being in office, his free speech ran wild. But when it comes to our free speech, oh, now we can't say this, you can't, man, get me out of this, please. Clean up, the double standard. The double standard. Girl, those are, because when you sit back and just observe, and I think that's why I'm the type of person who don't really say much. I just sit back and observe. All you gotta do is sit back and observe, and you could see what's really going on, what's being done in life. When you do that, you see everything. And the thing about it is, a lot of people see stuff, but for whatever reason, we just turn a blind eye to it. But we don't turn a blind mouth to it, because we bitch and complain, we cry and moan and go on. If you're not going to do something about it, why are you complaining about it? If that's the case, then keep your mouth hush and keep it moving. Anyway, enough of me rambling. What you ladies got going on? As you can see, I'm in the kitchen, and I'm giving myself a time today because Final Four starts at 6 o'clock. And so does track and field, but I'm not watching track and field today. I'll watch it probably tomorrow. But I'm just trying to see, I would like to see my people do better, because as I tell my clients all the time, it's not like we're getting ready for a performance like Miss Thing, the Queen, is getting ready for her tour. This is not a show that you have your beginning rehearsals, your regular practices, then your dress rehearsals, and then you do it over and over again. This is life. We got one life to live. One. So why waste it doing nonsense? Have it be the best it can be. Life is too precious, too sweet. And I think with being because I wasn't raised in this country essentially. So being from a third world country where I know it just takes a little bit to live. Food in your fridge, roof over your head, clothes on your back, the love of your family. It's simple. And to see that even though it's that low, but so many in our society is not provided that, it's heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. We got so many people homeless. With the amount of land we got in this country, why? The amount, not even just land. Because if you want to say, oh, it costs money to build, the amount of vacant properties in this country, the amount of resources in this place that could be poured into that to make sure that no person, instead of that, the whole real estate game is just become predatory. It's not even about, quote unquote, the American dream anymore. It's just all become so predatory. It's sad. Absolutely sad. How long have I... Oh, I was going to say, no way, it's only been 10 minutes. Technically speaking, it feels like it should be longer. It should be much longer than 16 minutes, but like I said, I am cooking, then gonna hop on, that's true, I should have made a Final Four video or a March Madness video, and I did not. And that's because I didn't really follow basketball much this year. I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 games before the tournament started. So I went into the tournament blind. Luckily, I still have some teams that, well, I shouldn't say some teams. The only team, the only number 1 I did not pick was Auburn. And then again, I was picking teams off of not necessarily knowledge for this year because I don't look at much basketball this year. It was just going off a gut. So I have the 3 others in there, just not Auburn. So Auburn has to forgive me. Right? Ooh, where are we going? I don't even know where you're located. Are you east, west, north, south? Don't be nervous about it. Take it from the main thing with that move. It's as long as there's income. Did we have that conversation? I don't even know how far away that is. Sounds kind of close, I'm not sure. Because I'm in Conyers. The main thing, ooh, where in Florida are you going to? The main thing about that is income, having income to pay your bills. Once your bills are paid, the other stuff will come. Friends, some family may follow you after a time. So the main thing is just income. Is this your first time doing that kind of a move? If you need any kind of assistance by way of advice or any other way I can help, and you have my email address and you don't want to ask it on here or you don't want to talk about it on here, you definitely can shoot me an email because I've moved, 6 times already. I lose count after a while. Okay. Ooh, oh, so you ready for a fresh start. How soon are you planning on moving? Because if that's the case, let's break. Is that where? Because a friend invited me out to, what's his name? Bishop something's church. I can't remember the name. I'm trying to remember if that's the city the church is located in. Because I think when I checked it, that was the distance from where I am. But yeah, let me know when you're leaving and let's try to connect, break bread before you leave. But walk with God. Not even just walk with him, talk with him. He's the guide for everything. So he's going to be there with you. Oh, you got time. Yeah, that's him. Is that the churches in his city? I mean, the churches in the city where you're in? I think it is. I don't know why I'm not sure. Something about the name. I think that's where that church is. Matter of fact, I was just speaking to her earlier, but I have one of my colleagues invited me to his church. So I'm thinking of going there tomorrow, but she had invited me to that church over a year ago and I still didn't get a chance to go. So I was thinking of switching that to maybe switching that to tomorrow and surprising her. Okay. Do you go to that church by chance? Because when she first invited me out, I was living in Duluth, and the way I feel about Georgia's traffic, nah, man. I try to stay local as I can get. Why y'all being loud out there? I stay as local as I can get, so that's one of the main reasons I have not gone. I haven't popped up yet, that's nothing more than an excuse, because in my younger days, when I was clubbing heavy, if somebody invited me out, I've done road trips just to go party and come back. So I should never let that be a deterrent as far as distance. But baby, there's just something about this Georgia traffic. It hits different. It definitely hits different. I'm cutting up jalapenos like it's green peppers. You can hear when I have too much. I'm gonna burn myself up. Okay. Listen, I was just mentioning to her, I'm like, my cousin lives in the city. I see him probably once a year. Because baby, when it comes to, granted, I drive a manual car, so that in itself is already with traffic. But these Georgia drivers, nah, son. And it's not just, I shouldn't say Georgia drivers, because some of them plates be saying Florida. And I've learned from years ago that Florida drivers too, because when I used to spend a lot of time in Miami, and when I would fly into Fort Lauderdale and drive down, and when you're driving down, you see tire burnout marks on the expressway. Why? Because y'all don't know how to drive, so y'all gotta be braking and swerving like crazy. But do you know where next door you're trying to go to? Do you have a city picked out? Are you planning on doing a visit to go check out the homes? Do you have all that stuff lined up already? And again, we can chat about it offline too. That way your information is not all over, as somebody say, Beyonce's internet. Mistress Carter's internet. How has, because I know you're probably finished reading that book. How has that been going for you? Definitely. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, Georgia will definitely teach you defensive driving, even if without you having to go to a class, because that's the way I explained it to my family when I first got here. I'm like, I literally feel like I'm driving because they're looking out for the 18-wheelers, looking out for the people doing crazy things. I'm like, I don't drive for me. I haven't driven for me probably in ever. You got to drive for everyone else on the street. Oh, I've been there maybe once or twice. I like it there. I like it there. One of my gym buddies, I think he's moving to Miami though. He's from up north, but he's getting ready to move down to Florida. Florida is definitely, is it on my list? I don't know. I think I may give them a try before completely departing because I would like to experience living in, I've lived in South America, now I've lived in North America. I would like to give, God willing, Europe a try, Asia a try, and even Africa. So we will see where I end up when the time comes. When that time comes. But at least, ooh, I was gonna say at least you'll be getting beautiful weather. You won't be dealing with the bipolarness, because I think today might be the last day in the 80s here. I heard one of my colleagues saying next week's supposed to be back down in the 50s and 60s. The bipolarness that is the weather. Oh, right, yeah. Oh, nice. Are you thinking of doing solo trips or group trips, or it doesn't matter? I'm thinking of doing my first solo trip sometime before this year is over. I would like to. Let's see what month I can push that in, because when I said this year filled up crazy, whew, out of nowhere. And life be like that. One year is quiet where, because I remember, I think it was 2022. In 2022, I was gone, I think 8 months out of the year. The first of the year was quiet, and then I think it started like around May. I was gone every month for the rest of the year. And the way 25 is looking is almost the same thing, because we're just coming back from Trinidad. Last month I was supposed to be in I was supposed to make a trip to Maryland, but I ended up postponing that, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, probably like 6 trips coming up. Pray for a sister. Pray for a sister. Girl, who you telling? You gotta find the time. Somehow, some way, you gotta find the time. Do you know a specific country in mind you wanted to do a solo trip to, or you didn't, you really didn't sit and think about it yet? I think I'll keep my first solo trip to somewhere in the Caribbean. Just not sure yet, where yet. The Belize definitely came up in COVID. During COVID, Belize took off, because I know a number of people that went there during COVID, but then I also know a number of people that moved there during COVID. So at one point, you wasn't really hearing much about Belize. And then out of nowhere, everybody is mentioning Belize. From what I've seen, it looks very pretty. It looks very pretty. It is sad that, considering I'm from down that way, I've never visited any of the other countries in South America. So far, I've just done Caribbean, Central America, and North. My issue, oh, good Lord. My issue with Europe and Africa, or anywhere else, is flight distance. That's the jalapeno finally reaching me. After about 5 hours on the plane, I had my fill. I went off. Or it's the grapefruit. It's a combination. Sheesh. It's a combination. Excuse me while I grab some water. The juice from the grapefruit and the jalapeno is deciding to kick my behind. But let me, as I say, I don't know if, I'm not sure we had exchanged numbers, but you definitely have my email address. So shoot me an email and we can chat about whatever you need to, as far as if you have any questions regarding your move. I wish I have not been, is that I was just saying, something about March, because I try to be engaging with everyone on YouTube, but something about March, it was just allowing me time to drop a quick video and keep it moving. It's been that hectic, which is not a bad thing, because Lord knows the rest of the year looks that way. But I have to intentionally start locking, because I don't normally set a time of day or a specific amount of time to just sit, that way I can engage with people. But I'm going to start adding that to my calendar. That way I can do a better job at engaging. Anyway, it has been a pleasure chatting with you. I will look forward to your email. That way, whatever questions you have, I can answer it. And to the rest of the folks out there, I might come back on later while I'm watching March Madness. But now that you guys have kept me company to prep, I'm gonna season my proteins, get my my other stuff going, and get back to listening to my music. I will catch you guys later, smooches, and I'll talk to you later, Melanie. Bye.